let me talk about this a little bit, actually. Paul, you bring up a great point. By the way, this is the only morning show that you're going to see where I have a viewer brings up a great point right now live. Okay, you're not going to see this in corporate media, mainstream media. You can see this on that Your Little Morning Joe show. Mika Brzezinski's going to answer some questions. Come on, give me a break. No way. So thank you for your question. You bring up a great point. If the people have the real power. Do we, though? We don't act like it. You know why? Because we're spoon-fed lies by corporate media. We're spoon-fed these lies by all of the major media stations. And they want to pit us against each other. And that's their game. But there is only one party in this country. There's only one party. Both Republicans and Democratic parties are run by one corporate Wall Street party. That's it. And it doesn't really matter who gets elected in the end. For them, they're going to be fine. The only time you see any tumultuousness, again, is right around Election Day. If they don't know who a president is going to be, that's when the stock market goes down. They're like, oh, who is it, the Republican or Democrat? We don't know. His tax policy could affect us a little bit. It doesn't really matter. He's going to keep us in war. He's going to keep us in the Middle East. Joe Biden will. So will Trump. He's going to keep increasing our military budget. So we'll keep making money. 20% increases in military budget. You can keep lining my pockets. So both are going to keep doing that. It's going to continue. But if you watch the mainstream media and you listen to the mainstream media tell you what's going on, they try to pit one of us against each other. For instance, we still don't know the full extent of all of this surveillance and wiretapping of protesters in Portland. People who are out on the streets. Yes, there were bad apples burning things, but there were a lot of peaceful protests. Overwhelming number of protests. I think like 97 or 98% of the protests were peaceful, demanding change for racial equality in this country. And guess what? We know from the Department of Homeland Security, and we still don't know the full story on this, and we're still working to get to the bottom of it, is that they were tapping their phones. Yeah, the federal government was tapping Americans' phones. And we don't know the full extent. So we want to say that we have the real power. And we have to throw all of these guys out. But really, the thing is, it's like what Thomas Jefferson talked about, right? That we should never fear our government. Government should always fear us. But they don't. They don't fear us because they have all the power. They're in control. And the corporate elites on Wall Street have all the power. The only way we break this system open is if we all are able to we're all able to come together, and we could have voted in candidates who are not bought and sold by the corporations. I mean, look at what the DNC did to Bernie Sanders. They forced him out. Because when you have somebody who's not tied to the money, they get forced out. Same thing on the Republican side. It's not going to happen. And so you have this one-party system, Republicans and Democrats, one party, run by Wall Street corporate elites. If you don't believe that, then you're delusional. Because it's the truth. Just look around. Does anything ever change? Both parties for generations have talked about shrinking the size of government. Neither president of any party, Republican or Democrat, has shrunken the size of the U.S. government, even though they pay lip service to it. It's only been expanded year after year after year. In fact, in today's newsletter, I talked about that. Talked about Italy. Just voted to cut their government significantly, shrink the size of their government. I just said, wouldn't it be funny if we tried that here? That would never happen. We just shift things around. We just shift agencies around. I think we're heading for, I think this is one of those times where I think we just need to burn the whole thing down, to be honest with you. It's rotted. It's corrupt. President Trump vowed to drain the swamp. What did that mean? What a load of crap that was. But then Democrats want to, call him out. Hey, President Trump, I thought you were going to, drain the swamp in Washington. What happened? This is more crony capitalism. But they're all on the same page. Democrats, too. Democrats are right there.
Come on, man.
It's the truth, Joe. You voted for the Iraq War. You voted to increase military spending. You wanted to roll back Social Security. It's the truth. I know it's painful. You might have little differences here and there. But if we truly think that we have the power, then we need to start acting like it, and we don't. Because we sit and we watch, Fox News and MSNBC and CNN, and we get spoon-fed this crap. Do me a favor, folks. All of you watching this show right now, there is no corporate overlord that drives anything that I do. The only person I have that instructs me on what to do is this guy. At 6 a.m. when he wants to go out for a pee, and I got to take him for a walk. Or my wife, who's in the background making noise. She'll yell at me from time to time, but I deserve it because I forgot to put my dishes away. That's my other boss. But I don't have a boss. So all of you right now watching, we've got thousands of you watching right now. I want you to start, if you're going to watch mainstream media, if you're going to sit down and watch MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, Bloomberg, CNBC, all those corporate media that are run by Wall Street, I want you to really try to sit there, maybe grab a notepad in front of you and watch it with a critical eye. And just ask yourself, what is the agenda of this segment that I am now watching? Who does it benefit? If you had to ask yourself about this segment that I'm talking about right now, about you having power versus corporations, what is the agenda of this segment? This segment is designed right now for you to take control. That's the goal of this segment. To stop being lied to by the mainstream media and corporate elites who run this country. So if you have to watch those channels, I would just say cancel your cable, watch this show is all you need. Get your independent news. So thank you to all of you for, who support this channel and who became channel members and subscribed. Even if you're not a channel member, you subscribe, you read our newsletter. Because you're supporting independent journalism, not controlled by corporate elites. So thank you for all of our channel members at morninginvest.com/join is how you become a channel member to support independent journalism. Cut that cable bill. Get rid of it. Turn that crap off. Or if at the very least you're going to watch it with a critical eye. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear the stories you watch. What is the agenda? And who does it aim to keep in power? Who keeps making money off of it? The way that these big channels work is that they try to get at you with these cultural issues. This veteran was told by the housing association to take his flag down because it was a violation of his homeowners association rules. They get at you with those stories, don't they? That's outrageous. But they don't care about those stories. What they care about is their bottom line. Mainstream media cares about their bottom line, and they know if you're outraged, you'll tune in for more outrage. That's how it works. So on CNN, they'll just play endless amounts of Trump this, Trump that. Can you believe what he said? Yes, he's a buffoon. We all know this. Why are you still watching that? You spent all night watching Anderson Cooper so you can see what other stupid stuff Trump said today? Yes, guess what? Newsflash, he tweeted something stupid. Yes. Shocker. Are we surprised? Let me tune into CNN again so I can see this crap. Let me see what other corrupt thing they did. What other member of the president's former inner circle is now indicted today? Build a whole show around it. Are you watching CNN where they're spending time talking about these issues that we're talking about on this show? Which is about unemployment, health benefits, universal basic income. No, they're not going to touch that stuff because it would ruin their profit. It would ruin their profit lines to start telling you the truth about it. It would absolutely ruin their profit lines to tell you the truth about any of this stuff. So who asked me that question again in the chat? Whatever you did, you got me going. Whatever you did, you got me going. I want to send you a mug. Can you shoot me tell me who you were. I can't remember exactly. Email our rewards team, okay? rewards@morninginvest.com. Send me an email, and I want to send you a Come On Man mug for getting me thinking.